With just 3 hours of voting to go, the clock is ticking as Californians decide whether Governor Gavin Newsom will keep his job. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Marcella Lee. Governor Newsom has been blasted by Republicans for his handling of COVID-19, the economy, and the homeless crisis. News 8's Shannon Handy will have more on the challengers looking to unseat Newsom and how he is fighting back. But we begin our team coverage tonight with News 8's Steve Price. He's live at the Registrar of Voters office with a look at how voting has been going so far today. Steve?
And Marcella, what you see behind me, this is basically what we have seen out here at the Registrar of Voters office all day. A steady stream of cars. You can see folks come up, they put their envelope inside of a box, and then the person moves and puts that into a secure box to be counted later. Although we've seen a steady stream of cars, definitely not seeing those long lines that we've come accustomed to in presidential elections. The polls officially close at 8 o'clock, and officials say so far they're happy to report we've had no major problems out here.
Over 900,000 ballots have already been returned to our Registrar of Voters office, where the counting is well underway. The first batch of numbers should be released shortly after the polls close at 8 o'clock.
That will include all of the mail ballots we've already received and processed into the count, as well as the 3 days of early voting at our polling locations.
Cynthia Paz is the county's interim Registrar of Voters. She says even today, her office is still getting a lot of questions about the ballot. There seems to be a lot of confusion about whether you're supposed to vote for just one question or both.
Voters can vote on both parts or either part of the ballot. One part does not impact your vote on the second.
In-person voting started Saturday, but workers here say this has been the busiest day. A steady stream of people dropping off mail-in ballots. And then there are voters like Kara Legler, who went inside the building to cast her ballot in person, rather than handing her ballot to a stranger outside.
But I don't trust it. I don't trust the system. I don't really even trust what I just did, but I feel better about that than I would have just dropping it off with somebody here or in a mailbox or anything else.
Regardless of your voting method, everyone here agrees what's important is that you vote. As C.T. Smith puts it, this is a right you should never take for granted.
And this is what I can do to support and honor the sacrifices of all those who have laid their life down that I could walk in and cast my vote.
All right, I don't think we can say this enough times, so one more time for you. If you haven't voted yet and you want to participate, you do need to be at least in line by 8 p.m. tonight. The big question, though, Marcella, will we know the results tonight? Well, we're going to get that first drop, as I mentioned, a little after 8 o'clock. But remember, you can drop your ballot in the mail today as long as it's postmarked today. It may not get here for another 4 or 5 days, and they still have to count all of those. The interim Registrar of Voters telling me there could be 150 to 200,000 of those ballots still yet to come in. So we may know tonight, we may not know for several weeks. We'll keep following what's going on. We'll send it back to you.
Stephen, that's just talking San Diego County. We've got a whole state to contend with, so it could be several days. Thanks for that live report. There are nearly 4 dozen candidates on the recall ballot, including former San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer. News 8's Shannon Handy is live at Liberty Station, where Faulconer will hold a watch party tonight as the results come in. She has more on his campaign and what some of the other candidates are up to on Election Day. Shannon?
Marcella, that watch party is expected to begin at 8 o'clock when the results start rolling in here at the campaign headquarters. Now, Faulconer is among several candidates, of course, who spent the last few weeks and especially the last few days and today campaigning to the very last moments to convince voters to ask them to replace Governor Gavin Newsom.
I'm feeling good as long as we get out that vote.
Governor Gavin Newsom spoke to reporters in San Francisco Tuesday after visiting with members of a Service Employees International union.
We will turn out and vote no on this recall. Do I have your support to vote no?
Though recent polls show Newsom leading in the recall election, he acknowledged it's anyone's guess who will win.
Polls don't vote, people vote.
There are 46 candidates on the recall ballot. Polls show talk show host Larry Elder is the top Republican candidate. He spent yesterday campaigning in Los Angeles County. Today, he posted this video message on Twitter.
Hey, Larry Elder here. Today, of course, is Election Day. so be sure to vote before 8 o'clock.
Also on the Republican ticket, former Olympian and reality TV star Caitlyn Jenner. She voted this morning at Beverly Hills City Hall.
To be honest with you, whether you're for the recall, not for the recall, voting is probably the most important thing that you can do.
Meanwhile, businessman John Cox spoke in Long Beach during a stop on his Recall Newsom Fix California bus tour.
I'd like to lead this state. I think it'd be a great challenge and a great effort to get this done.
Cox, a San Diego resident, is expected to address the media tonight in Rancho Santa Fe. Former San Diego Mayor Kevin Faulconer will also speak tonight in Liberty Station.
Keep up the good work. Thank you.
He cast his ballot alongside his wife at the Registrar of Voters on Saturday and encouraged others to do the same.
It's very important that folks get out and vote. You know, the fact that the governor has said he doesn't want people to vote on question 2, that's voter disenfranchisement.
As for the Democratic challengers, there are a total of 9. Among them, polls indicate real estate agent and social media influencer Kevin Pathraff is leading the pack. Earlier today, he tweeted, "Vote, trust the election process. Failing to vote is failing by default. Voting brings money to your district. Vote."
And while Faulconer and Cox plan to address the media tonight as well as other candidates, it actually could be weeks before we know the final results. In fact, election officials have a month to certify this election.
All right, Shannon, thanks for that recap. And stay with News 8 for complete recall election coverage. We will have live results right after the polls close at 8 p.m.